Class 11th. Today we are going to start our second lesson, that is the biological classification. In our first lesson, you are knowing about the living species. We know that the diversity of the living species are there on the earth. Lots of the species are there. Biological classification actually provide us a way to study all the species which are present, to study all the biodiversities present on the earth. That is called the biological classification. Today we start our topic from the history of the biological classification. History. What we are going to study today, it is somehow related with the past connection also. That is called the history. In the history, the biological classification first proposed by the person called the Aristotle. The person, that is the Aristotle. He was a philosopher and he was the first person which gave a mode for the classification. What he was going to do, he explained that all the species which are present on the earth is classified into two parts. One is called the plants and one is called the animal. According to Aristotle, what is the classification? He classified the whole species present on earth at that time is in two classes, that is called the plants and animals. Okay. Whatever he placed in the group plant and in the group of animal. In plant he put the trees, shrubs and herbs. The smallest one is the herbs. Then bigger the herb is the shrub. And bigger the shrub is the trees. According to Aristotle, on earth the plants are present in three forms in the formation of the herb, shrubs or the trees. Okay. The second is the animal. And what is that classification according to him for the animal? He classified animal in two types. With blood, when we call the blood, that means the red color, with red blood, or without red blood. Without red blood. Okay, without red blood or with red blood. But he was unable to explain about the euglena. Euglena, it shows a dual nature. About the fungi, what is the nature of the fungi, where we have to place it. So he was unable to explain about some species which have the dual characteristic. This classification is actually called the two kingdom classification. This is called the two kingdom classification that is given by the Aristotle. Okay. It is very much important. Why it is important? Because it is the first approachable thing which is going on in this field. So it is very much important. After that, the next name of the next scientist is the Linnaeus Carlos. Okay. We know the name of the Linnaeus very much. Linnaeus Carlos. Okay. What is the thing which is done by the Linnaeus Carlos? Linnaeus Carlos actually again he explained only the two kingdom classification. The classification given by the Linnaeus Carlos is depend upon the morphological and some other character. He also proposed the same classification, that is called the two kingdom classification. He's actually two kingdom classification is actually the same process is there, but some certain character he is going to mix match certain character. He must include some morphological character as well as some other character he is chosen for his classification. Okay, this is the two kingdom classification. Afterwards, the third person who came, that is called the Ernest Haeckel. Ernest Haeckel. He's proposed something new. What is the something new? He proposed about the three kingdom classification. Three kingdom classification. Is anything new in his classification? Yeah. He is going to include some more new fact in that. According to the Aristotle and the Linnaeus, only two classifications are there. One is called the plant, that we call the plantae. One is called the animal, that is called the animalia. He must include one more group of the unicellular organisms, and that group is called the Protista. Okay, so according to Huckel, the three kingdom classification is there. One is called animalia. This means the animal. Second is the plantae. There is no change in that. That is the plantae. But one more kingdom is mentioned by the Ernest Haeckel, and that is called Protista. Protista. And what about the Protista? Protista is the group of unicellular organisms. It is the group of unicellular organisms. To include one more group, that is called the Protista. So this classification is called the three kingdom classification. This classification, all these classification is not based on the exact fact, whatever the present in the system, what is the present in the on the earth, what are the various diversity. So these three classifications actually unable to explain the system of class. Okay, so these three classifications are called artificial system of class. These three classifications are called artificial system of class. Artificial system of class. But these are important because they are the first person who are able to propose all these things. So these are very much important. After that, the next name that come in this sequence is the Copeland. Copeland, he proposed something new. New means he is going to propose four kingdom classification. Four kingdom classification. Now what is new in his classification? Three kingdoms are already there, that is the Animalia, Plantae and Protista. He must include one more kingdom, that is called the Monera. Okay, so what is according to Copeland? Animalia, Plantae, then Protista. As you know that Protista is the group of unicellular organisms. Now he include one more group, that is called the Monera. And what is about the Monera? Monera is the group of prokaryotes. Okay, all the prokaryotes are present here. Prokaryotes are present in the group Monera. So this is the four kingdom classification. All the characters studied here, all the characters are studied. Must remember, they studied all the characters. One character is left here, that is called the evolution. After that, when remarkable change occur in the sequence of the biological classification, one more person is added, that is called Whittaker. What is the role of Whittaker? Whittaker is the person who proposed the theory, the new theory, and this theory is called the five kingdom classification. Five kingdom classification. What is in this five kingdom classification? The five kingdom, he must include one more kingdom is there. According to the nature of their food, according to nature of their habitat, according to certain character. Except in the evolution, the Whittaker proposed a five kingdom classification process. According to him, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, first is that is the Monera. As we know that, what is in the Monera? Monera include all the prokaryotes, unicellular prokaryotes. What is in the Monera? Unicellular prokaryotes. Second is the Protista. Protista. What is in the Protista? It gets unicellular but eukaryotes. Okay, unicellular eukaryotes are placed in the Protista. Now fourth is the Plantae. What is included in this group? The plantae. It includes all the plants. Plants means, when we call the plants, it means they include all the autotrophs. Okay. Then Animalia. When we call about the Animalia, means the species who depend on the autotroph for their food, and they are called the heterotrophs. So all the heterotrophs are included here. One new class, which is one new kingdom, which is proposed by the Whitaker, is the fungi. Fungi, you know very well, fungi are the species. They are called the saprophytes. Saprophytes. So this is the valid classification which is used till date. Till date we are used this classification, that is called the 5 kingdom classification. Okay, till date we are going to use this, the Whitaker classification. But this classification is not the ended one. One more classification is proposed by Humes. The person called the Humes, he proposed one more classification, and that classification is called 6 kingdom classification. 6 kingdom classification. 6 kingdom classification. What is occur in the 6 kingdom classification? Actually the Monera, the group Monera, is going to classify the Monera in 2 parts. He classified the Monera in 2 groups. One is called the Archaeobacteria and second is called the Eubacteria. Archaeobacteria and Eubacteria. Okay, what is in the Archaeobacteria? Archaeobacteria means the old bacteria who are still surviving are called the Archaeobacteria. And what is the Eubacteria? The latest bacteria, which is present day bacteria, is called the, this is the present day bacteria. Okay, and what is about this? This is the ancient bacteria. Ancient bacteria which is still surviving. Okay, they are called, but this is not important. Why it is not important? Because when we studied about the Monera, actually we classified it into the Archaeobacteria and the Eubacteria. So there is no need to study this classification. This last 3 part, it is the 4th, 5th and 6th. This part of the classification is called natural system of class. This is called the natural system of class. Must remember, all the characters are compiled here except one character, that is the evolution. Evolution is not included here as the study is to study the characters of the species who are present on the earth. So this is the biological classification or outline of the biological classification.